Hi and welcome to another cleaning tutorial. This time it's going to be the Nintendo controller, as you can see right here. It's got some minor scuffs on it, as you can see around the D-pad right here. There's some grime around the seams. Also on the recessed, I don't know if you can see that really well there, but you know, we're going to take this thing apart and give it a good cleaning. I already made a previous video which goes into a little bit more detail as to what kind of equipment you want to use and so on. You can find that video here, so let's just continue with this. I got my soapy water over here right next to me. So we're going to just delve in and take this apart. Just like with the original Nintendo, there are going to be 6 screws, so 2 on each corner, 1 in each corner, and 2 in the middle right there. And again, these just use standard Phillips screw heads. There we go, and we can now take this apart. You can see here you got the back of the controller. We can just toss that into the soapy water. As for the controller itself, you have the circuit board, and then you have the cable going through and looping around right here. These little plastic pegs are, well, they can be really brittle, so you just want to be careful when you take these out. You don't want to destroy any of those. It won't affect the performance, but it's just, you know, as a collector I don't like to destroy stuff if I can avoid it. So, you know, take this out, and you've got the circuit board with the button sleeves right here, and you can take those off, and you can put those in the water as well. Just kind of give them a nice soak, and then just put this you know, away for now. Make sure it doesn't get wet. Circuitry, as mentioned before, does not like to get any kind of moisture on it. And then you've got the actual D-pad protection right here. We're just going to take that off, toss that in the water, and this thing will just pop out like so. So toss that in there. You can pop those out, the A and B button, and then just toss that in the water as well. So really easy. Now you just let that sit for a while and do its thing. Okay, so these things have now been cleaned and dried. The only thing left to do is put it back together again, but before I do that, I just want to go over these contact points right here. They're the ones that are going to go into the console itself, so if any of these are dirty, it's going to make for a weak contact, which again is, you know, going to create a bad experience. So take my isopropyl here, which is alcohol, because, you know, this is electronics, so I don't want to use any kind of water on this, and just go over, you know, any kind of point where I could get this little Q-tip in, and just kind of you know, clean those ports up. Very simple, very easy, and then just go right over it again and dry those points up, taking away any kind of excess alcohol that hasn't evaporated, and there we go. That's pretty much good as new right there. So there we go. Toss that to the side, and we can start assembly. So, you know, we got the bottom piece and the top piece. We want to start off with the top piece, and we just put the D-pad in here. It doesn't, like most controllers, has, you know, a certain way that this needs to go in. Not so with the Nintendo controller. You can put it in any way you want. It's the same, you know, layout on the front there. So you just put that in. Then you take the rubber seal, and that goes on top with the like buttons on the top and these little black pieces on the bottom. Basically what happens is the button will push down on these, and that again is going to push that out, hitting a switch on the circuit board, and that's going to basically complete the circuit. So, you know, the black piece goes towards the motherboard. So you just put this over this piece right here. You'll see there are two holes, one in each corner, and those will just fit snugly over this little guy and this little pin over here, holding that in place. Next we got the start and select button. Same thing, just want to put that in, and just like the other, it has a little hole there which we will put in and then secure over this little screw socket there. Then we got the A and B button, and again with these there are no, you know, wrong way of putting them in. They only go in one way and they are identical, so there you go. It's just a matter of putting them in, and then putting this over. Same thing here, you want to line it up with those pegs. So there you go. Simple as that. You've now put in all the mechanical parts in there. Now you take the circuit board and put that into your controller here, just matching that up, and you'll see that at the like right here you have two holes, and you got one hole over here. So as this comes in, those peg would you know, come through those holes. So, you know, it's fairly idiot proof. You'd be hard pressed to do this wrong. So you just line that up and you know, squeeze that in there, and there you have it. And if you remember, this cord was kind of snuck in here, so it goes between the two first pegs here, and then it wraps around these pegs here at the top. So as you can see, kind of snakes its way through there before going out at the top here. So just push that down like so. Make sure everything is lined up, and then you just take the bottom piece and line that up as well, and then just screw it back together again. And there you have it. Now the only thing that I like to do with these is, once I've cleaned them, reassembled them and so on, I always put on protective coating, and it's just a matter of taking a paper towel and some nice multi-service Pledge cleaning agent, and just, you know, rub that in. And that's going to ensure that, first of all, it gets a protective coating, but also that, you know, any kind of grime or dust or fat or anything like that is going to be easier to clean off in the future. So it's a preventative measure, and you want to protect these things as much as you can. So and do the same here on this little guy here. Just rub that in a little bit. And you notice that I don't take more pledge here because I don't want to put anything on the tip here. I don't want to put excess moisture on it. I'm basically just putting it on the plastic piece here on the back, which can take it. And there you have it. So you have a completely cleaned up Nintendo controller pad, and looks brand new. It's got some minor scuffs and so on, but you can't take out any damages to the plastic itself. But everything else is going to look really, really nice. So thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something about cleaning your equipment, and of course just ask me if you have any questions, and I will do my best to answer it as much as I can. So thank you again.